Welcome back to my channel. I have been a little bit MIA recently. I just got a brand new job and I'm working some new hours. My brother was out here for 10 days to visit for the holidays, and I just kind of went off of YouTube. I haven't posted anything. However, I do have a lot of older footage that I just didn't edit and upload, and I really didn't want to waste it. So I have some recipes for you today that are from actually around Hurricane Harvey, and so my intros are a little bit off, but I wanted to throw this in there, and I hope you guys still enjoy and you still like it. So here's to nothing. Let's get into it. Oh, yeah. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. James and I survived Hurricane Harvey. Our house did not get flooded. We are so lucky and so blessed. So we went to the grocery store, and it's like a madhouse. Like, it is crazy. There's nothing on the shelves. But we're going to cook a ton of food today, and so I figured we'd record it for you and show you some of our staples and our go-to, which have minimal ingredients. And we are doing chili and bacon right now. I'm hoping I can split them up into 2 different videos, but we shall see. James is behind me, and he automatically blocks the light as soon as he stands in the frame. Soon as he stands in the frame. Like, I can record here all day long, but big, huge James. Alright, so I'm going to be making chili. Now, I have been messing with this recipe forever. Like, trying to get it just right and trying to make it magical, and I think I finally did it. Since we don't eat beans, I had to find a substitute. You're probably going to hate it, but I want you to try it before you say no, okay? We're going to move on from that. So, let's go over the ingredients real quick, and let's get started. Yes, yes, yes. For the best chili. Now, we are going to start off with a little baby white onion, and we're going to chop it into little baby pieces because that's what we're going to cook first, and then we're going to go prep all the ingredients for the chili just like we would like for a salad, kind of is what it reminds me of, because since we don't eat carbs, we're going to be putting in veggies as the substitute, which is just going to make it more delicious and nutritious. So let me show you how I chop me some onions if I'm not peeling off. James and I do not like to have chunky pieces of onion in any of our food. Meatloaf, for my best meatloafs ever recipe, or really anything that we cook, except for fajitas. So we're going to take half an onion, and you want to cut it into as symmetrical pieces as you possibly can in one direction, and then go at a complete 90 and go in the opposite direction. The natural cuts in the onion will make this very symmetrical, and if you really don't like that, you can get a chopper like this. I use this on nuts all the time for my recipes, and because I cry like a big fat freaking baby, or like I have serious allergies, or like got stung by a bee, whatever, you know, float your boat. That's why I use the chopper on that. It protects my eyes. I got some bacon grease and a little bit of garlic, and I'm going to heat that up, and then I'm going to add the onions to it. The garlic doesn't take long to cook and to be minced and delicious, so I'm just going to stir that over there. And while that's cooking, I'm actually going to prep my actual lunch for today, and I'm going to put that as a different video. So I'll probably link that over here. I'm going to do a Greek salad. Why'd you make it dark again? If you whip me with that tone, I swear to God. Now we're going to add the onions. You want to cook these on medium low or low. You don't want to overcook them. Just make them a little translucent. And when you're making the garlic, you want to make sure that you don't get it browned. You just want it kind of, the aroma to like fill your kitchen up, if that makes sense. Don't burn the garlic, it'll be gross. Hey, so I just finished making my Greek salad video and getting onion in my eye when I clap my hands out of excitement. The onions have been getting more translucent, so we're going to add the meat to it. I wanted to talk to you guys about it because we're doing some pork today. Pork. I wanted to add a little bit more flavor, and pork is just a little different than beef. And then I like the fat content in it as well. However, because, you know, we're a fat-scared society, it's like 80% lean or something dumb like that, I was super upset. So try to find full-fat ground pork if you can. If you can't, well, you know, we live where we live and we do what we do. And then I always use the same organic grass-fed beef from Costco. And I will be using 1 packet, not 2, because I have the pork. If I didn't have the pork, I'd be using 2 of these because we like really hearty things. Same thing with our soups, which I can link a few here. We don't like a lot of like milky soupiness. We want the, you know, same thing with my salads, which I could also link because I was just talking about my Greek salad. We like hearty stuff with lots of toppings, right?
I am a hungry man and I demand a meal as such.
I love when he's home because even though it's distracting and it makes these videos way longer, like the commentary is just great. So we're going to be throwing this on top of the onions along with a packet of ground beef, which I'm going to open off camera because you don't need to see that.
Where's
you know
my snare?
What's a snare?
There's no snare in my headphones.
I don't he's talking about.
That's an M&M quote.
You can do this little trick either off the stove or on it, but if you split the actual beef in half, it makes it cook easier and more evenly, and then mash it all together into bite-sized pieces.
So you want to chop it up into pieces that you like to eat in your chili. So do you like big chunky pieces? Do you like really ground little pieces? How do you like your chili? Like, this is your recipe. Make it your own. Like, don't just do what I do. Like, whatever. This is what I like. So while that is, I'm going to let it heat a little bit more, and I'm going to get the crock pot ready and the tomato ingredients.
We're going to quarter these carrots because they're whole. I avoid the little ones because they have chlorine in them. And then we're going to cut the squash and zucchini the same way, in half twice down the middle, and then quarter it on the side. The jalapeños and the green peppers are cut the same way as the onions previously, and the quartered Brussels sprouts are the same way as the carrots.
I do not drain it at all. I want all those fats from the meat inside of it. If you don't like that flavor, feel free to drain it. It's not my gig. So it looks like this. So now I cut everything on the cutting board so it could be like done in one fell swoop. I don't know if you saw me like struggling getting all of those ingredients on there, but I managed. So there we go. Just get that in there. Oop, lots of Brussels sprouts over the edge. Dogs' farts are gonna stink. And there you go. Now we have this gloriousness in here. We're gonna stir it up. You can use a red bell pepper as well. We don't because we don't like it. So it's got that in there. Good, good. See that? Yes. So I always get the crushed tomatoes, but the fire roasted, I don't know if it says on there, like, and you can see it. The fire roasted by this brand is by far the best. It makes a difference in that flavor. Totally. Ah! These are crushed.
One of my favorite tricks for tomato paste is to cut out the bottom as well as the top. So you just wrap it all the way around. I don't like to get tomato sauce. I don't like something too tomatoey. And then I push the lid partway through with the tomato paste after it's completely broken through on that seal. And then I cut off a tablespoon off of the top. As you can see, it's still solid. And this works for like refried beans if you still like those as well. See how I just cut it off right there? And then I just add bone broth. Make it more tomato saucy kind of without actually having to buy a whole jar of tomato sauce. I use a tablespoon or two. I kind of add it as I go, so this is what I like to do. I like to stir it up, as you can see here, and get it to a consistency that's kind of like chili-esque, but keep in mind that the squash and the veggies inside are going to break down during the cooking process and make the chili sauce, so to speak, so you kind of want it to be a little bit dry when you initially start with this. I know that sounds counterintuitive, but keep in mind you have a lot of veggies that have a lot of water content in here because they're high in seed content, and that's going to be amazing for flavors as well as for thickening the sauce.
Alright guys, so I'm going to put that in the oven. That's not where I'm putting it. I'm putting it on the crock pot. So I'm turning it on. You can cook it overnight. I like to do this right after I get off of work when I get home and it's late and I just kind of want to throw something together. Sometimes I'll prep the ingredients beforehand, but it won't turn it on. Sometimes I do it first thing in the morning. It's just one of those recipes that we go back to over and over and over again. We can eat it any time of year. We can eat it in the middle of summer when it's hot with our, grill and our lake house and totally enjoy it, or we can eat it in the middle of winter when it's super cold and we just want something warm and hearty and delicious. I've literally been working on this chili recipe for like the better part of like 2 or 3 years now, and every time I would modify it and James would be like, oh my gosh, Brianna, like, what are you doing? Like, it's so good, but I wanted to make it better. I wanted to make it perfect. So if you like it, please give it a thumbs up. I hope you get a chance to try. As always, the ingredients and the recipe will be in the description box below with the specific things that I do use, in case you were wondering. And I would love it if you would tell me what you want to see next. Please comment below. Please let me know what you think about my videos. I've been doing this for my family because they want to know more about keto, and it is clearly taking the world by storm right now. There are so many YouTubers out there, so many people sharing this amazing diet and the amazing benefits that it can have for people, and it has truly done amazing things for my family. So that's why I'm here to share this with you guys today. Subscribe if you'd like to see weekly videos. Mwah! I love you. Bye-bye. Spear fingers. It's a thing. Why is spear fingers a thing? That's what happens when you drink caffeine, when you don't need it, just because you like it. Hey guys, welcome back. So it is a few days later. Actually, it's been kind of a while. And we have been eating this chili all week, and I just wanted to share some tips and tricks to make it flavorful as you eat it with your family and if it's not right away. So to finish it off, the first things first, you're going to add some pre-cooked bacon, or you can cook the bacon prior and then put it in. That adds a lot of flavor. And then we're going to add Monterey Jack cheese or cheddar cheese on top, and then some avocados, and I like to add in some olives because that makes it taste best to me. You can pre-cook the carrots prior to, just because the carrots are the hardest item in there, and it's not exactly evenly cooked, even though it's in the crock pot. It can make the squash a little bit too squishy, and that can be kind of unpleasant. So if that's something that bothers you, you can cook it prior to. And then if it does get a little bit bland sitting in your fridge, just add some of the extra spices. I like to top it off with more red pepper flakes and cayenne. And my newest thing that I've really been loving is using pork rinds to dip into my chili as a cracker, so to speak. So I've talked about these before. I buy these from Amazon. It's just this huge container, and it gives me that kind of crunchy, salty flavor that that a cracker would. And I just put my chili on it, and I take a nice bite.